I need better background, man. I need better background, man. Let me play this time. Right, welcome everyone. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Yeah, if you can hear me, you can just let me know in the chat session. Let me know in the comment section if you can hear me. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon from anywhere you're joining us from. You are welcome to this YouTube live session, and it's going to be a very quick one right now. You're welcome. This is Empower Nurses International, and as one of our culture, it is one of our responsibility to enlighten healthcare professionals, most especially nurses, to enlighten them and expose them to opportunities, career advancement, information and resources on how they can, maximize the potentials both in your locality and internationally. And that is why this evening, again, we've put up this session for healthcare professionals willing to explore career opportunities in the first world countries, in the first world nation. So without further ado, I wouldn't be taking much of our time. I would bring up the founder, who is a registered nurse in Nigeria, in the United Kingdom, and in Canada, and the founder of Empower Nurses International, a global nurse, an international award winner. As the person of Princewill Agedo, I will invite him to the stage now to take us on this journey. Once again, please stay with us. Don't go anywhere. You are in for another valuable session with Princewill tonight. I know every moment with Princewill is always a blast on his own. So please get ready, get your writing pad, get your writing notes, get yourself ready to immerse yourself in another round and in another ton of value this evening. Right about now, I'm going to bring on stage Princewill Agedo. If you're excited to have Princewill tonight, you can just show some excitement in the comment section. You're welcome, Princewill. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Princewill. You're welcome.
All right, Toby, thank you very much for that gracious introduction. Just want to be sure, am I okay at this time, like my camera?
Absolutely.
Oh, all right, that's fine. All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Thank you for joining us at this time. We just needed to catch a quick career talk with our nurses and healthcare workers from Nigeria who are looking forward to explore international opportunities to advance their career in nursing, in healthcare, as a healthcare assistant. I know over time a lot of people have experienced some some kind of challenge in terms of navigating opportunities. Recently, we've been seeing mass number of rejection from international organizations, international companies. Your application was not successful, application denial. Trust me, it can be very, very traumatizing, and it's not an experience that anybody deserves, especially when you want to do a job that requires you to put in your energy, your expertise, your skill as well. So we felt as an organization poised at providing professional academic development, we could just have like a quick section to talk about how nurses, how healthcare professionals health and social care workers can actually navigate these opportunities and, of course, reducing the bottleneck that they experience throughout their application process. Again, my name is Princewill Aledo. I'm co-founder at Empower Nurses Consult, and I'm super excited to be here on your screen at this time. I'm sure it's past 5 o'clock already, and we're sure this section promises to be very, very intellectually stimulating and, of course, rewarding at the end of the day. So yeah, I mean, a lot of nurses are on this page right now, a lot of care workers, a lot of assistants. We've seen how it has become very, very difficult. Trust me, I mean, every day I receive DMs from Twitter, from LinkedIn, especially from WhatsApp, an average of 10 to 15 daily, about nurses who are reaching out to say, okay, I've completed my CPT exam, I've done my IHS exam, I want to navigate to UK pathway, or I'm a care assistant from Nigeria, I want to navigate care assistant pathway, I've done this course, I've done that course, and it's not actually working out for me. I actually feel sad, trust me, receiving those messages. So one of the major motivation from being live this afternoon to talk about this is basically to respond to many of those questions that are on my DM, and of course, back it up with some useful strategies on how you could actually navigate these opportunities. Whether you like it or not, traveling abroad to work in the US, the UK, the USA, these are international opportunities of the new era that nurses, healthcare workers should actually key into, right? While we are there, it's not a compulsion or a sine qua non for everybody to actually travel. It's also an opportunity for you to see it as an opportunity for you to advance your career, advance your academic, and of course, increase your personal source of finances and have a wider range of exposure of healthcare service delivery from first world countries. So we are going to be talking about some strategies, what can help, and what can reduce the waiting time of many applications. There are some people that are here. I think one of the major challenge for people who are looking forward to travel abroad, we have different categories of people. We have some people who already know what to do and they're already getting along with it. While there are some people who really want to travel sincerely, but they do not even have an opportunity to get a head start on what to do. I mean, we hear popular quotes in Nigeria like, not everybody can travel. It's like, not everybody can travel out of the country. Why that is a very, very popular opinion and the opinion that we respect a lot, try and tell yourself that that opinion is a general opinion. Not everybody can travel, but for me, I want to travel and I can travel. Okay, try as much as possible not to rope yourself in the angle of not everybody can travel out of Nigeria. They give you statistics like, oh, no country can accommodate 20 million Nigerians. It is fine. But for me, I can actually be among those few people that can actually navigate opportunities to work as a nurse in Canada, in US, and I'm in the UK as well. So try as much as possible, number one, not to whoop yourself in that cliche of not everybody can travel. And personally, I'm going to be sharing 7 effective strategies on what you could actually do to ensure you make the next of your application. The best ones are going to be much more productive than what you've been doing before now. And before that, before I start about the strategies, I was able to just write itemize some items down here, and I'm just going to be sharing them with you. But before I go into the strategies fully, as Empower Nurses Consult, one of the services that we offer and render to healthcare workers involve application document writing. So over the last period, some few period of time, we've really reviewed a lot of application documents from nurses and from healthcare assistants looking forward to work abroad. So we've seen a lot of mistakes. We've seen a lot of mistakes around application document like your resume or your CV, and of course for the cover letter. So before I even start, I want to even start from the most basic thing, because people are saying, oh, we are receiving rejection, we are receiving rejection, we are receiving rejection. Sincerely, whenever a nurse reach out to me or a health and support worker reach out to me and say, we want your organization to help us craft an interview winning CV, right? Most times, what I do is to ask them, can you send me your resume? Can you send me your CV? Let me have an idea of what you want, because there's no point writing a CV that has been written well. It's not about the money. If your CV meets all the criteria, all the standard that the CV should have, then we'll tell you that, oh, this is fine. Just keep on applying, and we encourage you to do so. But trust me, a vast majority of people that send me CV for them to review actually need an urgent review. They really, really, really need a review on the application document. So some of the items I'm going to be drafting out today, because there are some people here who, like, at some point you've done your CV by yourself, or you are having issues with application and you need help. So some of the corrections that I would like to make in this live video, first and foremost, before we even start talking about strategies that can help, is how to assess opportunities by crafting an interview winning resume. Okay, so some of the mistakes that I've found out, I'll just highlight like 6 of them for CV, then also go about interview. Many people have been able to get a job. Many people have not been able to get a job because they've not been able to scale the interview process. There's some people watching this video, or those are going to watch the video later. You've done interview, you've sat for interviews, 3, 4, 5 interviews, and it has not been successful. This might just be your head start to getting the rest of your interview much more successful moving forward. So we'll talk about CV application document first. So I'm not going to be talking about component of CV. Of course, we all know what component of CV should contain. I mean, if you want to have a CV, we can help you with that. But I'm talking about critical things that can actually make you miss an interview opportunity. All right. So the first one is when it asks you to list your work experience on your CV. Every resume should have a work experience, right? Like where have you worked severally, what was your position and everything. Most times, I see nurses who have 2 years experience, 3 years experience, or most 4 years experience. They in their CV that they used to apply for this job, they've in space of 2 to 4 years, they've worked in 6 organizations. In a space of 2 to 6 years, you've worked in 6 organizations. That is a red flag automatically for any hiring manager from an international organization looking for to retain the best candidate. So in Nigeria, we know what is happening, right? We know what is happening where, oh, you do a job for 3 months, you don't like it, you go 6 months. There's no focus on retention. There's no focus on personal development. It's just like, oh, just keep trying from private hospital to government to NGO to industrial organization. But in the UK, now that you are ready to work in a system that accommodates structure, you have to show that you have a track record of being an individual, a professional that understands what it means to work in a structured environment. So the concept of I want to say the truth, I want to say it the way it is, I work in 6 places and that's what you have to put. No. Working in 6 places means that, number one, this person will most likely leave us in the shortest possible time once we hire him or her. Because you already shown, you don't need a soothsayer, you don't need a jazz man or talisman to say, oh, will this person leave or not? Your CV has shown that in the past 2 years, in the past 3 years, you've worked for more than 4 organizations. Okay, so please, if in 2 years, you should not have worked for more than 1 organization. If it is 2 years history you have, at most, it should be your internship and your current job, at most. All right. Then if you have 3 years experience, you can work for 2 places. Like, okay, you work in 2 places, it's fine. 4 years, 2 places is fine. But not when you have 3 years experience and 2 years experience and you've worked in 4 places, you worked in 5 places. If you have that type of resume, if you have that type of CV, trust me, no hiring manager is going to take you seriously. And I've told you why, because you already show a track record that you do not, you're not going to be retained in the organization, you're going to move. And guess what? These recruiters who come to Africa, who come to Nigeria to recruit nurses, they have an annual budget, right? They have an annual budget to recruit and to retain. To recruit and to retain. So while they are looking at the assessment on what they need to hire you on working, your CV, your cover letter, your CBT result, they're also looking at retention. Can we have this person and not be bothered to recruit anybody again in the next 3 years? Because if they recruit you and you leave, probably after 1 year or 2 years, they are automatically going to make another investment to bring an internationally educated trained nurse to that country. And trust me, hiring process is very, very expensive. I know most time because we just come to the UK like that. An average, the recruiter spend an average of £4,000 to £5,000 to bring you over, from your health surcharge to your visa application, to your flights, to your free accommodation, to your OSCE preparation, to your DBS and everything, your OSCE training. It costs an average of £4,000 to £6,000. Okay, so people are investing heavily in this, and they do not want you to actually destroy the effort. So retention is very, very important. So please, if you're one of those that you've worked for only 3 years in Nigeria and you've worked in 3 places in 3 years, take that away from your CV. If you've worked in 2 years and you've worked for 4 places, 3 places, well, then please take it away from your CV. Very, very important. That's number 1 point. Number 2 point, maybe Toby can just be highlighting it on the chat box if you're there, not this box, the comment section. The number 2 point is synchronizing your resume to the advertised role. Synchronizing your resume to the advertised role. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, ladies and guys, most times I know we have this emotional attachment to the job that we do. Let's say, for example, in Nigeria, you've worked as a renal nurse, you've worked as an NGO project coordinator, you've worked as an O&G specialist, right? Or you've worked as a fertility clinic expert. Let me bring you down, but that's very common because we have fertility clinic nowadays everywhere. So you're working as a fertility clinic nurse, and that's the only place that you've worked in the last 2 years or in the last 4 years. And now you are applying for a job of band 5 role in the UK. Ladies and gentlemen, there's what you call a white lie, okay? A white lie means you are tweaking an information to actually be to your benefit, even though when tweaking that information does not have any detrimental benefit to who is going to read the information and to yourself. I take it again. There's accommodation for what we call a white lie. White lie, W-H-I-T-E, right? A white lie means tweaking or saying something that will favor you but does not have harm to the person you are telling it to. So, for example, you are a fertility nurse. As a fertility nurse, your activities normally on your experience will involve around IVF, surrogacy, and all of those egg implantation, helping clients from post-surgery and everything. But now, if the majority of band 5 roles in the UK are medical surgical application or acute care application, they're looking for nurses who can work in the world, okay, at least over, I don't want to call figures, I don't want to throw figures out, but a vast majority of nurses who are from Nigeria and the UK, they are working in the world. So they need people in the world and in the acute areas, all right? So when you come and say in your CV that you're going to use for UK application, all you have there is that you are a fertility nurse and your experience has been around fertility for the past 4 years and 5 years. Trust me, they are going to keep you at the side, because your fertility nursing means that you are only special, you are only open, that only people who have areas in fertility should actually hire you. But when you now tweak your CV, let's say, for example, the name of fertility place you work is let's say Mother and Child Hospital, right? Mother and Child Hospital. So instead of you to say fertility nurse, Mother and Child Hospital, you can just write it simple as staff nurse, Mother and Child Hospital, Lagos, Nigeria. Staff nurse. Instead of emphasizing that, because most times, most nurses come to me and be like, write it like I said, no, you need to tweak it, okay? So write staff nurse. So write staff nurse role that accommodate basic things like care planning, accommodate things like injection administration, accommodate basic things like assessment, accommodate things like multidisciplinary team collaboration, IV cannulation, venipuncture, phlebectomy, safeguarding, all of those basic care and responsibilities, assessments, wound dressing. Those are the basic things. Cardiopulmonary resuscitation, all right? Those are the basic things that they expect a general nurse should have. Okay, so in general, let me just list general nursing skills. Like if you apply to the UK now, from the CV we write, there are 5 or is out. Okay. All right, I'm there. Okay, so there are some 5 to 10 key skills that we usually highlight as hard skills for staff nurses coming to work in the UK. So the first one we usually highlight is patient assessment and care plan documentation. Very, very important. Patient assessment and care plan documentation. Then we have medical record management or clinical documentation. Then we also have multidisciplinary team collaboration, meaning you can work with a group of people and you can do that excellently. They also have excellent communication skills. They also have medication and IV administration. They also have adult and children safeguarding, and we also have cardiopulmonary resuscitation. We have empathetic and compassionate, privacy and dignity. You have excellent communication skills, clinical documentation, and all of those things, treatment plan implementation, patient advocacy, and client education. So those basic clinical skills and soft skills should actually be on your application. All right. So when you are saying, for example, you've worked for 5 years as an NGO nurse, and you were in charge in maternal and child mortality. You were the project manager on a case on maternal and child mortality. You've been a project manager for 4 years. How do you then put that on your CV? So do you put, let's say, project manager, medicinal St. Francis, maternal and child mortality? No. Just tweak it and write staff nurse, medicinal St. Francis. There's no benefit of you to say, oh, I want to say the truth the way it is. You are saying the truth and your truth is not giving you productivity. Your truth is not helping you to achieve your dream. Your truth is not helping you to take your step to achieve the next level of your life. How important is that truth to you? So you need to tweak your CV and your resume, and don't be very, as a nurse too, you should be adaptable and flexible. It's part of the core soft skills for nurses. You should be adaptable to adapt into a particular role, situation as client condition changes or as the situation of the environment changes. So flexibility is a very core skill for nurses as well, right? So adaptability is very, very important. So let's say I'm working in prayer maternal and child health, and I say, okay, I'm prayer manager. Turn that project. We know you are a project manager. We know you are a big woman. But auntie, uncle, you are coming back to the UK to start from a band 5 nurse. So that project manager or project lead or state lead or national lead will reduce your chances of getting that job. So you might want to say, oh, okay, I'm a project lead, but it's how significant is your project lead role to a medical surgical role? These are the issues. These are the challenges. So people want to be like, oh, I want to say the truth. No, your truth is not doing you a favor. So you should tweak it and say, give a white lie. So instead of saying project lead or project manager, tweak it. I was a project manager in Nigeria, but I didn't write project manager in my CV. Of course, I won't write that. So you can tweak it and say registered nurse, medicinal St. Francis. Then start accommodating all the roles and responsibility of nurses on that role or on that project. Okay, assess patient, this and this and this and this, supported individual with treatment plan implementation, collaborated with the doctor to assess patient condition and monitor as it progresses, supported individual with activities of daily living, assisted clients in providing information about their treatment plan, supported clients in receiving adequate information regarding their billing, helping clients who have challenges with recovering to move mobility and all of those things. These are what you should put as general nursing procedure. So please, if you are putting only a specialty on your resume, you are cheating yourself and you're robbing yourself of a chance of actually getting a job. So do not be too tight. Nigeria, we call it tight chest, like this is who I am. No, calm down. All right, you need to calm down to get what you need to have. All right, you need to get what you need to have. So I said number one, what was number 1 point? Number 1 point, I said your years of experience can hinder you if you worked in more than 3 hospitals in less than 2 years. And number 2, I said you must allow your experience and role and responsibility to meet the target of that organization. Then number 3 is for nurse educators and student nurses. There are people right now who are working as tutors in School of Nursing. They too want to jackpot. They too want to move ahead with their nursing career, right? They too want to maximize the opportunity of the new era. They want to maximize the opportunity to travel to get a better life for themselves. So with as a tutor, as an instructor, or as a clinical educator, How do you communicate that on your CV when you are not applying for a clinical education role abroad? Because I've reviewed CVs of some tutors and instructors who want to travel abroad, and we get it at some point. We have to talk about it. Some of them want me to sit and let them know I'm a tutor. I said, if they know you are a tutor, do you think it will increase your chance or reduce your chance? It will reduce your chance, because they are not the what they are applying for. They are not looking for a tutor. In the UK, you have band 6 clinical instructor and the rest, but now you are from Nigeria. When you get there, you can then start again and say, oh, I'm a tutor. I can show you what it means to be in the clinical education team. I have the skills, I have research publication, I have the training and qualification to fit into this. But not when you are still here. Not when you are still here. Okay? So if you are a clinical educator in Nigeria, let's say you are a senior nurse educator in University of Benin Teaching Hospital, right? Instead of putting senior nursing education and putting role like access in providing detailed curriculum for medical surgical students, receiving assignments and providing effective feedback to students, accompanying students to provide clinical skill training during their clinical skill section, assisting students who are not able to meet up to catch up with their nursing experience, supported in research implement. Instead of putting all of those things as your work experience, tweak it from senior nurse educator, change it to senior nursing officer, or change it to senior nurse. All right. So if you are, for example, I made an example of University of Benin Teaching Hospital. So if you are a senior nursing educator in UBTH, change it to senior nursing officer in UBTH. Afterward, UBTH is an hospital. So now start putting roles and responsibility of an officer. Or for me, I would just advise you leave it as nursing officer, or leave it as nurse or registered nurse on your resume, rather than insisting to put I'm the chief nurse educator and the senior nurse educator. No, it will not do you any good from Nigeria, my brothers and sisters. These are what I'm saying in this section. In short, I'm not supposed to be saying all of this things, because these are some of our trade secrets on how we help clients update their resume. But the pain, the feedback I get from people daily, I just have to come out and say, okay, let's do something to actually help. Normally, I shouldn't be saying about all of these things, but these are real-time trade secrets, and I'm sure many of you are hearing it from this perspective for the first time. All right, so it's very, very important for us to actually know all of these things. So instead of senior nursing educator, make it senior nursing officer. Instead of chief nursing educator, make it senior nurse. Instead of assistant chief nursing educator, make it senior nurse as well. Then for student nurse, most student nurses have reached out to us and said, oh, we want to write a CV. I mean, the JP fever, that's JP enthusiast, is the JP fever right now is catching like wildfire. People in 200 level, 300 level, they want to write IELTS, they want to write CBT and all of those things. So they want to write about their experience on their job resume. And because they don't have experience in real-time post-graduation, they don't know how to put it. Like, oh, we went to school of nursing, we don't have real-time experience. So as a school of nursing graduate, or as a student in training, this is how you could actually put your school of nursing experience or college of nursing experience. So let's say you are a student nurse of University of Lagos. All right. So how do you put your work history? So now in your work history, you're going to put something like nurse. Okay, you're going to put something like student nurse on your work history. So now on your work history, now this is not about your education. On your work history, you're going to put something like nursing assistant. Okay, nursing assistant. Or those that are already in 300 level, you can put something like nurse intern or extern, depending on what fits your reputation. So nurse intern or nursing assistant, or basically those are the two top ones that I would advise you to use: nurse intern or nurse assistant. So now write nurse assistant, University of Lagos Teaching Hospital, because there you were assisting nurses because you were under mentorship and training. So automatically you are gaining experience, and the experience can be translated on your resume. So now you write nurse assistant, University of Lagos Teaching Hospital. The year you got admission, 2017, to the year you graduated will be on that template. So nurse assistant, November 2017 to October 2020. That is for your clinical experience. So what are your responsibilities? Your responsibility were like identify patients undergoing various types of shock, identify supported patients with over medication, reported to the staff nurse whenever you observe patient with deteriorating skin condition, assisted in cold calling like cardiopulmonary resuscitation, supported nurses and supported patients with activities of daily living. So we are kind of showing that you were doing the work of a nurse, but you were under supervision. Okay, so that's how, as a student nurse, you could actually translate your student nursing experience into your resume. So we've talked about 3 strategies on how to talk about key mistakes people make on their resumes and how to go about that. Then also on resume, how do you send your application? See, recently we did a webinar talking about how nurses can come to Canada, right? And on that webinar, it was the very first time we say nurses we were not going to put our WhatsApp number on that flyer because of the type of topic we're talking about. Many people would disturb our WhatsApp number. So instead we said, let us put our email there. If you have any information, contact our email. You will not believe that a vast majority of our people, I don't want to be calling our professional name again, so this video is going to be saved. A vast majority of our people sent a mail to us without a subject. Many of them put their message on the subject, so the body was just a full stop. Some of them sent a message, no body, no subject, no closing remark. Some of them sent subjects and just went straight to like, I want to go to Canada. That's the body of their message. I want to go to Canada. Or some will come like, I'm interested to join the Canada group. No hello, no hi, no greeting, no closing, message sent. So when I look at this information, I also want to wonder that, is it because it is our company that people have been sending information like this? But on a general view, it is what they know that they're actually doing. Because if they can do that to an organization, it means that it's what they also do to other organizations as well. So I kind of wonder, like, how are these people actually sending their job application document? Because it's like the same category people that say, oh, I'm not getting job, I've sent 200 applications. I really want to know, what do you send for those 200 applications? I reviewed a CV of a lady, not to talk negative of anybody, and I saw her CV, and her CV was 21 pages. I'm not capping, 21 pages, right? So when I saw the CV, in short, each workplace had at least 3.5 pages of responsibilities. And the font were like, let me say size 15 or 14. So it was very, very big. And when you just put in CV, you just be like, of course. When you put that CV, you're like, of course. Sir, nobody has replied me. They don't call. Of course. Nobody will call you for that type of CV, that type of resume. Frankly speaking, okay? Nobody's going to call you. So it's very, very important that you know how to submit your application document. While talking about application document, if you are here, you've been submitting CV and the rest, what's the best way to submit your application document, which is CV and cover letter? Number one, if they say submit your CV on this via this email, let's say HRO or admin or info@abcrecruitinghealthcare.com or recruiting this.com.uk. How do you send your CV? Number one, your CV you should have today's CV on your phone. Your CV should be on Microsoft Word. Your CV should be on PDF. Many people till today, 2022, is kind of embarrassing saying it because it will look like, oh, it's just making it up. We encounter this daily. People snap their CV, resume, like picture, page 1, page 2, page 3, and send it as application. If you want evidence, I'll show you. Okay, people snap application, their CV like this, hard copy of their CV, they snap it page 1, page 2, page 3, and they submit it as application. Of course, you know what will happen about that. Of course, no feedback. No, this is not even about, okay, it's village people. No, this is not village people. It's just common idea on knowing the right thing to do. And for those of us that are here, I'm happy you are here to actually get information today. So the two common ways to actually send your application document, either your CV, cover letter, is through PDF and Microsoft Word. There are two things I want you to know clearly. When it says submit your CV to this email, they give you an email address. Which of the application documents should you submit via email? Is it the PDF version or the Microsoft Word version? Ladies and gentlemen, from our experience, it is better, safer for you to actually send a PDF document when it requires email application. Okay? So after you write your introduction, dear hiring manager, or dear sir, or dear recruiting organization, or dear this, I trust this email find you well. Kindly find attached the copy of my CV and application letter for the role of Band 5 nurse advertised by your organization. I'll be looking forward to speaking more about my skills, talent, and experience with you in an interview. Kind regards, fond regards, Princewill Agedo. You attach your document, PDF, email. Most times, many people forget to attach their documents. Sometimes, some people attach their documents, but when they press send, these are common mistakes, I'm just telling you now, okay? When they press send after attaching their documents, their message go to their outbox and not to their sent box. So on your phone, on your email account, there's an outbox and there's a sent box. Your message will go to your outbox if your device, either your phone or computer, does not have storage space. So if you're one of those people that struggle with storage space, the RAM of your phone is always asking you to clean your phone. Most of your emails are right there on your outbox and they never got to the email address of the recruiter. So much people want to go and check your outbox now and see many of the emails you've been sending seated on your outbox. All right, so you want to go to your outbox and check those emails and send them again if you still have the time. Okay, so that's for email if you're sending an application. But if you see a link and they say we are looking for staff nurses in this and this and this, click on this link. Click on this link to fill the form and submit your application document. So those links that will not ask you your name, type your email address, type your mobile number, and all of those things, your years of experience. Then there's a part that will not ask you upload your CV, upload your passport, upload your NMC profile. Okay, so if you have those type of application document page, you might want to upload your Microsoft Word version of your CV. Pay attention. These last two tips are very, very critical. Okay, I'm talking to you from experience. If you are applying to a job website that is not an email address that you need to upload via a link, upload your Microsoft Word version. If you upload your PDF version, most times, because your PDF font is not like the original font in which the CV was written, it is going to, let me use Nigeria word, your CV will scatter. Your name will not come to your work experience. Your work experience will go to another place and your CV will just be bad. So when the person sees that, what type of CV is this? They'll just put your own aside first. In short, most of those organizations that use those websites to check your CV, there's what they call there's this artificial intelligence that they use to actually receive. I don't know why it's escaping me now. Artificial intelligence that they use to receive those people. If more than 1,000 people are applying for a job, it's an artificial intelligence that they use to scrutinize keywords optimization to see those that meet the keyword, those that do not meet the keyword. Okay, so if you are submitting your application via email, it should be PDF. If you are submitting your application via application website, application portal, it should be what? Microsoft Word version. Exactly. Thank you very much. ATS, Applicant Tracking System. Thank you so much. Applicant Tracking System. So Applicant Tracking System is a software, artificial intelligence software that they use, that they've programmed to see keywords, okay? To see keywords that a resume must meet at least 50 to 70% for it to be selected among those that will be interviewed. So let's say, for example, an organization is advertising to say, we are looking for a nurse who have at least 3 years experience, who have BLS qualification, who have skills around effective communication, personal leadership, safeguarding, CPR, and all of those things. So if they are scanning through your CV and none of those words is mentioned, there's no place that mentioned BLS, there's no place that mentioned you're a registered nurse, there's no place that mentioned you have experience of up to 2 or 3 years and above, there's no place that mentioned that you have experience in patient assessment, there's no place that mentioned about team leadership, then you have a lower chance of being selected. That's ATS, applicant tracking system. Because most of those jobs, especially those ones on track job, you think it's one person that just sit down and start looking at your application. It's a software, okay? It's an artificial intelligence software that they actually use to actually sieve those information. All right. So you might want to keep that to know that moving forward. I mean, we can talk a whole day about ATS. It's a big deal. Our company, we're actually trying to do something around that as well. So ATS is there, and of course is there to stay. So talk about CV mistake, how to send application, how non-clinical staff can actually write CV, and your new job, okay, is your primary job. You have to forget about your start emphasizing, okay, you have to write experience I have in maternal and child health. I have experience as an NGO. You are applying for a band 5 role in acute care. All those NGO experience, all those project management experience, they are not needed. You have to meet the professional to tweak it for you, to write nursing role for you to get there. Okay, very, very important, very, very important. Another part people make mistake on their resume is let's what they call it on the top. So normally your resume should contain your first name and your last name, right? Your email address, professional email address, your mobile number, your LinkedIn URL, and of course, then you have what you call professional summary. Professional summary is about who you are in less than like 3 to 4 sentences. So let's say, for example, Princewill is a top performing registered nurse with expertise and experience in promoting cultural sensitive and diverse care to patients across acute care setting to rehabilitative area. Princewill have developed experience to work across emergency, this and this and this and this. That's like professional statement in the summary, right? But most people, our people, on their CV, and not just for our people, other people too have seen it, even me too. Then I used to see it in my own CV. They write career objectives on their CV. Career objective. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're one of those people that are here that you have career objective on your CV, please take it away. Your career objective should be on your own portfolio. Let's say you want to apply for a grant, you want to apply for something. So they tell us about your career objective. Your career objective have nothing to do with the employer. Okay? What you should put in your CV is your personal summary. Career objective means let's say some people write their career objective to work in the best company in the world, or to work alongside this and this and this and all of those, like number 1, number 2, number 3. No. Replace career objective with personal summary or professional summary. Okay, career objective is for you. Professional summary means that this is what you have done over time. Your objective might not be in line with the organization. Your objective might be to reduce maternal and child mortality. Your career objective might be to eradicate HIV in Nigeria. Your career objective might be to be the leading researcher in infectious disease control management. Your career objective might be to become the top performing emergency nurse in the world. But this organization, they don't want emergency nurse. They don't want maternal and child health professional. They don't want a researcher. They are looking for a band 5 nurse. So don't go and use your hands to become village people to yourself. All right. So you want to take away career objective and replace career objective with professional summary, which is a better replacement to that area. So I mean, this is not what we came to talk about today. This is just me talking about correction. I mean, I have a YouTube video I'm going to share. Probably those of you that are going to stay. But meanwhile, if you are here, kindly subscribe to my channel. This is the first time I'm going live on YouTube. I do more of career coaching and training on Twitter at Princewill. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, follow Empower Nurses Consult on Twitter as well, on Instagram and Facebook. So kindly do well to subscribe. I think I like the idea too. I'll actually come more live on YouTube to actually talk more about all of these interesting topics. You know that for YouTube, you need to be in front of the camera, you need to dress, you need to act, all of those things. And all of this, yeah, I'm seeing subscribers already. Abiodun Oluwabumi, thank you so much for subscribing. So you guys, hit like, hit the subscribe button for more content. All right. So we'll talk about CV mistakes. Some of them is inexhaustive. Like, trust me, it's not exhaustive. We can't exhaust it here, right? So we also have interview. Some people have passed the stage of, oh, they have a good CV and they are not invited for an interview. How then do you scale interview? This one is very, very important. I hope I still have the momentum to talk as much as I want to talk about interview, right? So for interview, what are the popular questions you get asked for an interview? So you want to ask questions about, they want to ask you. So let me just talk about the main questions from experience. Because I've been privileged to sit in a panel of hiring managers to listen to what they actually ask people. So the first question that almost every recruiter will ask you is, tell me about yourself, right? Tell me about yourself. So when most people hear this question, they are confused about how to start. They do not have an idea on how to plan their speech or how to plan their response, okay? So there's a formula I'm going to be giving to you for free on how to do that. It's called FEES technique, right? FEES technique, okay? F means your full name, basically your name. E means your experience. The second E means your education. And the S means your skills. If anybody is saying, talk to me about yourself, they want to know about who you are. Where have you worked? What school did you do to qualify to apply for this job? And what skill do you have? That is what everybody wants to know. There's nothing outside your skill, your education, your experience, and you about who you have. So this question is also the most important question, because if you answer this question correctly and in a very good manner, the interviewer will be interested to actually know more about your answers in more questions. But if you do not perform well, or want to use the word flop in this question, you might just reduce the expectation of the interviewer, and they just wait for time to go and they strike your name out. Okay? So when somebody meet you and say, tell me about yourself. Tell me about yourself. So I talk about the FES technique, right? F means your full name. E means your experience, education, and your skills. So now, let's say my name is Erinigbovu Erinrigbere Osazua. Erinigbovu Erinrigbere Osazua. There's what we call, and I hope YouTube does not sanction me for this, there's what we call subjective discrimination. Subjective discrimination. So discrimination basically means when somebody is experiencing a stereotypical attitude to another person based on issues of color, issues of races, or difference in orientation, right? There are some job applications that you see, they'll tell you that international applicants are allowed, but only those from South Africa and Zimbabwe. That is an objective discrimination. Remember, I'm talking about subjective. Objective means the hiring organization, they've made it known already that, see, we are taking Africans, but in the Africans that we are taking only those from Zimbabwe and South Africa. Meaning, if you are from Nigeria, if you are from Nigeria, if you are from Ghana, if you are from Cote d'Ivoire, you cannot apply. That's objective discrimination. Like they have their bias against other Africans, except South Africans and Zimbabweans. Some of you have seen those type of application. You must have seen it for care assistants, for nurses, for doctors. They are there. That's objective. That one is even good. The worst form of discrimination in hiring process is subjective discrimination. Subjective discrimination means I have something against people from this place, but I will not let you know. I will act like I like you, but deep down you will never get this job. That's the worst form of discrimination, right? So I was advising one of my colleagues the other day. She had an interview with one of the Western countries. I'm not going to call the name. And at the end of her cover letter, she wrote this. So she wrote her name and two of her long native name. And I told her, for example, if the name is Joy Ebosoge Omosue, I removed the Ebosoge, I removed the Omosue, and I left it. Kind regards, Joy. Kind regards, Joy. Because she was applying for a role that is very, very sensitive. Job like say, like, let me say it in pidgin, say you want to become police now for Australia and you be black person. Those type of job are regulated because you are going to know about their internal process and internal secrets. So for you who is a non-Australian to come and not take that job, they are going to make sure that you go through a lot of process, right? So if you are answering the question of FES for an interview and your full name is, let's say, Echionsa Princewill Agedo. So let's say, remember I said FES means talk about your name, your experience, education, and skills. Instead of me to say, good morning, sir, my name is Echionsa Princewill Agedo, I'm a registered nurse, blah, 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 blah. Simply say, good afternoon, my name is Princewill. Once you say your name is Princewill, okay, this one resembles maybe the British origin, maybe an outcast, maybe US mom gave birth to a Nigerian of African girls. So they are unable to know where you are from that first speech, because on your CV you didn't write your country because the country will not be there. Okay, so when I say my name is Princewill, they are open to accommodate what next to come out from me. But when I say my name is Osazua Enigboro Enigbere, they're already like, okay, these people, this is a traditional African man. We are never going to allow you to get. In their mind, they won't even tell you that. Those of you that are in the UK, that are abroad, you know these people. The days to tell you if there's anything, you don't be smiling with you. They will just go and report you or something. Or people will just be here eating with you now. Next thing, you've seen your name on report or notice board. Right? So there's what called subjective discrimination. All right? So it is safe for you to just say, my name is Princewill. If your name is Mata Akubade Laika, just save yourself that stress. Save your ancestors the stress. This is not to battle your ancestors' name. Just tell them that, hi, my name is Mata, to start the conversation. If your name is Oluwatobi Olugbenga, Oluwatobi Olugbenga David, keep Oluwatobi, keep Olugbenga, and put David. My name is David. Some of you are saying, my African heritage, my African culture. I would never let your culture, where is it taking you to? Your heritage. What are you using your heritage to go and do for in the Obodo Igbo? I want to, my culture, nobody would. If that your culture means so much, you should have used it to stay back in your country and be the heritage of your country. So these are street sense. Like permit me to use what are they given as streets? These are street orientation that you will not find on Google. This is what I'm giving you on this, because if I must come up to do a live video, it must be something that is not popular on the mainstream media or popular on the internet. I'm giving from experience and my expertise. I've been in this game for at least 6 years. Okay, so if you want to say, oh, I'm an Igbo man, I must mention my Igbo name, my tribe must. Oh God, you can only start fighting for tribe when you're already there. When you're already, you can start advocating that, oh, Igbo people must do this one or Yoruba people must do this one. Not from here, my sister. Where are you going to? Where are you going to? They might see this organization might tell you that, oh, our company is an open policy, we accept feedback, we don't discriminate. They just said it in papers. The person that wrote it in paper and the person that stand in front of you listening to you, they are all different people. So the person who wrote the paper like 30 years, people that wrote the policy probably they retired. But the guy standing right there, the first time he ever watched a movie about Nigerian people is he watched a movie like Isakaba, where people were killing women, or where people were fighting each other, or where robbers were killing people. And since then, the only impression he has about Nigeria is that people kill people anyhow. These people are heartless people. Then you now come, my name is Osazuwa Emibere from Nigeria, for an interview. Except they ask you, do not say it. Except they ask you, do not say it. So I've spoken a lot about this. I hope you catch the gist. You catch the OJ. My friend Bioli will say OJ. Hope you catch the OJ. So tell us about yourself. My name is Princewill. So now, after I talk about your name, you want to now talk about your education and your experience and your skills. So let me give you a practical example. FES. Hi, can you tell us about yourself? Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity to talk about myself. My name is Princewill. I'm a registered nurse. I'm a registered nurse and I graduated from School of Nursing, University of Benin 2 years ago, and also advanced to get my Bachelor of Nursing degree qualification. In the last 4 years, I've worked as a registered nurse across private and government institutions in my country, covering areas around emergency care, acute care, and of course, general medical care. In the course of provision of care to clients across these various sectors, I've been able to develop skills like empathy, compassion, flexibility and adaptability, and how to carry out patient assessment across different stages of their life development and across different levels. And of course, I also be able to hone my skills around providing emergency resuscitation, like cardiopulmonary resuscitation, and I'm also a certified CPRO provider, ACLS provider. And while I was working in the infection control unit, I'm able to hone my skills on how to don and doff PPEs, this and this and this and this. Let them know everything from your education to your experience to your skills. So if you are a healthcare assistant, I know we have some healthcare assistants here. Tell us about yourself. My name is Princewill, and I currently work as a senior carer or as a healthcare assistant at ABC Hospital in Nigeria. In the last 2 years, I've worked and honed my skills around health and social care institutions where I've provided care for patients like mental health patients, patients living with disabilities, and geriatric care. During my period of providing this care, I've also had the opportunity to advance my education as a competent carer to complete courses like infection prevention and control, use of manual defibrillators, use of automated defibrillators, use of moving and assistive device like patient moving hoist, and I've been able to also gain education around having a level 3 diploma in adult health and social care. I've also developed skills of multidisciplinary team collaboration, and I've been able to develop strong clinical judgment, and I now understand what it means for privacy and confidentiality as part of effort to maintain dignity for patients. Your name, your education, your experience, your skills. My name is so. I went to this school to get this certificate, and I advanced to get this certificate, and I've used that certificate to now get a job as this, and I've worked in this unit, that unit, and this unit. And while I was working in this unit, that unit, and this unit, I learned how to do this, how to do that, how to do this, and how to do that. That's just a simple strategy. My name is this and this and this and this. I have gotten education as this and this, and that education had led me to get a job role on this, and that role has covered other roles like this and this and this. And during that role, I was able to learn practical experience and skills like this, that, this, and that. Once you say it like that, they say, good, these are ideal candidates. They want to hear your next thing. Okay, if you are feeling, if you think that makes sense, let me see in the comment section. If you think what we're saying is making sense, can you give us thumbs up on the comment section? Toby, you might want to come up now for like 1 minute. I think I need to catch a water break. My throat is kind of dry, like this sand in the desert. I might need to catch a water break for 1 or 2 minutes. So if you're there, you might just want to come in and I'll just go backstage. Okay. So how do I go backstage? Is it leave or what?
Thank you so much. I will do that now. All right. Thank you. I hope you are enjoying. You can, you've been able to gain one or two things from this session. Okay. The Max Water. Thank you so much. Totally makes sense. Welcome, Max Water. Thank you for being part of this stream. Okay. I can see Winfred. I can see your comments. This is a lovely session. Thank you so much, Sal. Oyindamola. All right. Thank you for the thumbs up as well. Okay, it's just lovely. Thank you, thank you, everyone, for your comment. All right, let's go on a 30 seconds break, and we'll be back shortly. We're going on a 30 seconds break, and we'll be back shortly. All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome, and thanks for staying with us so far. All right, all right. I believe you've been able to also grab a glass of juice. And okay, let me make this announcement very quickly. If you have any question or any clarification, anything you would like to know, any clarification you would like to make, any resources you would like to get pertaining to your migration process to UK, to Canada, to United States of America, anywhere you want to travel to practice as a registered nurse, you can send us a mail at Empower Nurses International to book a consultation session with us, and we'll be happy to reply you, bring you on board, and have a one-on-one interaction with you to put you through and guide you on your immigration process. Yeah, and once again, thank you so much for being with us so far. And now I'm going to bring Princewill back on. Princewill, welcome back.
Hey, thank you so much, Toby. That was very neat.
I hope you were able to grab a glass of water.
Yeah, I did get some. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah. All right. So we are back. Before I left for the short break, I was just talking about how to answer interview questions, as many people have actually been stuck with having interview questions. I mean, we've been here for over an hour. I actually scheduled this for just 60 minutes, so we have to be very, very fast now. Maybe if we don't complete this today, we might have to have another section just to complete this at the end of the day, right? So just for the first question, we'll talk about how to answer popular questions for interview that people fear a lot. Tell me about yourself. So my name is Princewill. I'm a registered nurse, graduated from School of Nursing 4 years ago, and I've also advanced my education to get a Bachelor of Nursing Science degree. In my last 4 years of experience, I've worked across acute, palliative care institutions across federal, state governments in Nigeria, where I've been able to hone my skills around medical surgical nursing, infection prevention and control, female surgical care, and all of those. Make them know that you are very, very vast in different areas in nursing, and you've also been involved in some research and this and stuff like that. And so that's what they want from you in tell me about yourself. So your name, your education, your experience, and your skills. So another question they ask people that most people fall trap for is when they say, trust me, I have like 15 interview questions I wanted to treat here, but I'll just treat 5. Okay, I'll just treat the top 5 that I think people have challenge with. And there's one that says it's like a bit. They tell you, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? At this point, there is an attention calling for you to talk about what you really want to be in 5 years. There's something calling you to say, oh, I want to become an advanced care practitioner. I want to work in London. I want to go to school again to become a medical doctor. I want to do this, I want to do that. There's a temptation genuinely for you to go through that route. But trust me, this organization wants to hear something else. Okay? It's not about you, ladies and gentlemen. This interview is not about you. It's about how you can manage your own personal achievements, your own personal desire and aspiration with what the company wants. So when you over project yourself and say, oh, this is what I want to be, this is who I am, this is what I am, and this, then you have to look for a job for yourself. But everything you're going to say, from your CV to your application letter, must accommodate both parts, not whole of who you are, and another part to accommodate what the organization expects from you. Okay? So when they say, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? How will Princewill answer this question? I'll tell them, for example, in the nursing world, I'll say, in the next 5 years, I see myself occupying senior administrative or clinical position in this organization, having taken advantage of the experience and educational platform provided to grow in providing care, and of course in growing in my role. Okay, so in the next 5 years, I see myself becoming a senior nurse in your organization. Make them know that you are staying there. You are not going away. Even though deep down you know that maybe you might go. But let them know that, see, it is you people. In short, just make them happy. There's this popular skit I saw online where the NYC guy was asking them that, do you people get it? And they said no. He said, in short, if you don't get it, just say yes, make me happy. So make your interviewer happy. Okay? So how will I answer that question? Princewill, where will you see yourself in the next 5 years? Thank you very much for that question. In the next 5 years, as a nurse who is passionate about personal and professional development, I see myself taking advantage of the career progression role available at ABC Hospital to become a senior nurse who will be able to, who is now very vast and experienced in providing superior level of care and administration to co-workers, and also see myself becoming an inspiration to grooming budding or young nurses into the organization to actually have a stable fit as well. So make them say that you are looking at becoming a leader in their organization, and your leadership will benefit your organization. And their leadership is not just because you want to become a leader, because you want to be able to help to strengthen policy system, you want to help in helping the policy implementation, you want to help in grooming other young nurses, you want to help in strengthening the organizational structure, you want to help in revamping processes around the organization. That's what you see on them. If I don't say, in the next 5 years, I should have had my PhD and I should probably I want to become a doctor. You think they will class that you want to become a doctor? So your experience, your response must capture their expectation, all right? In the next 5 years, I see myself taking advantage of the personal and professional development opportunities available at your organization to grow in my career ladder to become a senior nursing professional who would have been vast and skilled across all levels of care to be provided to patients across every part of their development, and also becoming someone who will be instrumental in grooming body or young nurses to get a strong fit into the profession or into the healthcare system or into the organizational workforce. All right, so that's how you should answer that. Don't tell them you want to become a doctor. Don't tell them you want to become. Don't project over ambitiousness. Oh, I want to be in the next 5 years. I see myself becoming a band 8 nurse. It's good to dream, but don't tell it to everybody. Put it in your mind. Now you know what you will do. Okay. So another popular question they ask is, when do you want us to employ you, or when do you want to come over? Another trap. These questions are trap that just openly waiting for you to fall inside work. Okay. They'll tell you that, okay, if we happen to employ you today, how soon? This is the first interview that since you've been submitting application, 200 application, 300 application, you've been submitting application, and now they just ask you, platter of gold, how soon would you like to join our organization? And you say, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard. Sir, I am ready to join your organization now. Anytime you want me to join, sir, I want to go. I want to leave this country. I want to leave this country. Or you say, sir, I'm very open. I'm very free at the moment. I'm not doing anything. Or God, that's not going to answer that question. So you want to answer that question as a professional. Again, use your orientation to understand what this interviewer is expecting from you, not just what is in your mind to say. There must be that balance at every level. So why do you want to when are you happy to join an organization? You say, sir, thank you very much for the opportunity. As a registered nurse in my organization, my company policy entails a 2 weeks or 3 weeks prior notice before resignation, as this will allow me to tender the necessary documentation and, of course, help in grooming the next person to take over my role and to have a successful transitioning away from the job. They will know that, oh, this one, a better person. I mean to use that word. Oh, this person is a responsible person. Because if you say you want to go, meaning if they employ you and you two, you go to another place, you two, you want to go because you remember they are looking at your track record. So if you say, oh, I'm very free, I can leave next week. Now, I don't have any problem with my company, I can go next week, sir. You just shot yourself in the foot, okay? So try as much as possible to be very, very professional and don't over project desperation. Don't project desperation like, oh, I want to go, I want to leave now. No. All right. So another question they usually ask is, do you have any questions? Those are not conflicting parts. So people will say, oh, ask them question, ask them about this, ask them, do you have opportunity to advance education in your trust? Do you have what type of support? Do you give healthcare to your nurses? Do you give that and that? Ladies and gentlemen, it is fine if you don't ask any question. It is, again, I repeat myself, especially if you've done well. You've done well for all 16 questions that you were asked. They now ask you, do you have any question for us? And then you remember what one influencer told you. And you now say, sir, what happened to the person that left this role? Why is this vacancy available? Because that's what people are saying online now, that you should say online. You should ask your employer and ask them, why is this vacancy available? After you've done well in your interview, now ask them, why is vacancy available? You know those people, they will laugh, they will smile. They'll be like, so this one, you want to start asking questions, Abby. So it's better for you not to ask questions and to start asking questions that will not put you in problem. Okay, so if you must ask that, okay, for me, if you ask me, hello, Princewill, do you have any question for us at this time? I'm going to say, well, once again, I want to use this opportunity to appreciate you for the opportunity to have this interview. For now, based on my feedback and based on what I've been able to get from today, I'm totally fine with everything that I've said. I understood the process, and I'm looking forward to a positive feedback from this recruitment process. If I have any further questions, I will definitely not hesitate to send it via an email through the hiring manager that I sent my CV. That is how I will respond. Thank them. Let them know that, because let them know that you understood everything that they said. You get the gist. You are okay. And you also are smart enough to know that you must not ask them questions. Because those one I tell you to ask questions, remember, most of these interviews, they are segmented into time. 30 minutes, 20 minutes. So if you are asking too many questions, they are going to be answers to say, see, this one should go and let's bring the next person. Okay, so just thank them and say, I have the email or I have the recruiter contact. If I have any clarification, I will definitely not hesitate to send an email across. That is how to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so be very, very smart with those type of questions. And how do you see yourself in the next 5 years? And then why do you want to work with us? I just thought that, I think I wrote that one here. I just saw it now. Let me just talk about that. Why do you want to work with our organization? Why do you want to work in the UK? This is a very confusing question. So as a nurse or as a nurse assistant or as a healthcare worker, why do you want to work with our organization? Thank you very much for that question. I'm looking forward to work with ABC Multi-Specialist Hospital, because so you can start like as part of activities to work in top healthcare establishment across the globe. I've taken my ambition to the next level by applying to work with one of the foremost and reputable organizations centered at providing one of the top holistic and patient-centered care in West England. I'm looking forward to exploring international opportunities to advance my career in nursing, and I believe that that working with your organization will give me the opportunity for me to grow, develop my skills and my talents, and in turn, give me an opportunity to use that talent to be a part of the workforce that are providing holistic, patient-centered, and top-notch care to clients in your organization. Always balance that. You want to be great, and you want to be great to help them. Don't just go, I want to work in the organization because I want to work across one of the best firms because it has always been my dream to work around one of the best firms in the UK of this like this. Then you start saying, just go like that. No. I want to work in your organization because following my research, I've been able to see that ABC Hospital is one of the first destination when it comes to this and this care in West England. And I'll be very, very grateful to be able to be part of the workforce who will be providing holistic care to patients around this and this and this and this and that and that. You want to be part of their workforce, you want to learn, you want to grow with them, and you want to use that skills that you go to actually work with them. That's how to answer those questions. So I still see many interview questions, but I might not be able to take these ones for now. So for now, Toby, if there's anybody that has questions, I'm happy to. You can use the live chat box. You can ask. I'll just share some top strategies for some people that are here. I'm going to share some strategies. I need at least start with that. So while I'm waiting for some questions, I'm just sharing some street ideas on how to navigate your career. So there's some people here, they'll be like, I want to travel abroad. I want to travel abroad. I want to travel abroad. What is abroad? Have you ever started to ask yourself, what is abroad? What does abroad mean to you? Because there are some people, since December last year, you've been saying you want to travel abroad. You want to travel abroad. You see Twitter space about how to go abroad, you dream. You see WhatsApp group about how to go to UK, you dream. How to go to USA, you are there. How to go to Canada, you are there. Latest to go to Dubai, you are there. I know there's a popular maxim that say, don't cast your egg in one basket. But you don't even have a basket at all because you've never started any process. You've not made any financial commitment. You've not done any exam or anything. You are just around all the place. You want to travel abroad. You take small from Canada today. You take small from USA today. You take small from UK today. And you're just all over the place, running around the corner. It's just like a student that attend class in the accounting department, attend class in medical surgical department, attend class in law department, attend class in the agric department. After 4 years, what certificate will that person graduate with? Nothing. So when you say you want to travel abroad, you must ask yourself first, what are the options available? UK, USA, Canada, Australia, Ireland, Dubai. Based on my earning right now, okay, first thing you ask yourself is, when do I really need to go out of this country? How much more can I stay in this country? Can I stay for the next 2 years? Can I stay for the next 6 months? Can I stay for the next 3 months? Because there are a lot of inspiration for people to leave the country. And some people are like, okay, well, I can still stay for 2 years, but there are some people that a lion is chasing them. They are the firstborn of their family. Their dad can no longer work, their mom can no longer work. They must take responsibility now. They don't want to be a disgrace to their family. Or they have kids who will soon be 3 years old and resume daycare. Or they have a wife who is not working. So there are different things that are motivating people. So you ask yourself, how soon do I want to be in the UK? Oh, okay, I want to travel abroad at least in the next 3 months, in the next 4 months. Okay, or okay, maximum in the next 6 months. So ask yourself, which of these country can I go based on my 6 months plan? Canada, no. USA, no. Dubai, yes. Ireland, no. UK, yes. So you now have Dubai and UK. Based on the money available to me right now, which of this process can I facilitate with my income right now without anybody coming to help me and to ensure that I complete it in 6 months? Okay, in UK I will start to apply online 70k. Okay, first month salary I'll take from it. Then I'll write IATS, second month salary, I'll write CBT, third month salary, I'll pay for my NMC portal, fourth month salary, I'll start applying for a job, and I will not pay for my TB fifth month salary, then my 6th month salary, I will start using to do final conclusion. All those skills that will learn in nursing process, your care plan must be what? Smart, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. It's not about to just learn nursing process. You must implement it in your nursing life, in your professional life. Okay? So you want to look at what process can you go for, what funds you have available, and how soon you want to go. Without you be able to see them. Because some people after this YouTube life now, they're going to another Twitter space, another YouTube life, how to go to abroad, how to go to US. You will never go abroad by listening to all the information about going abroad. In short, there are more than 1 million content online on how to go abroad. It is until you now say, this is what I want to do. It is UK I want to go. Stage 1, IHS and CBT. Stage 2, this. Stage 3, that. Stage 4, that. That's how to get that go, right? Then, yeah, I think if we don't have questions, I'll just start running off with some of the few studies that I have here. So, number 1, you must know where you are going to, okay? They say if you do not know where you are going, every bus stop will look attractive. If you're in a vehicle and you don't know where you are going, every bus stop will look at it. Let me drop here, let me drop here, let me drop here, let me drop here, because you never have a destination in mind, okay? Is it advisable to start applying for jobs after passing CBT while waiting to write IELTS soon? Yes. Okay, with CBT, you're already in the portal of the NMC, waiting to be registered. So if you're ready to write IELTS soon, start with CBT. All right, start with CBT, and after you pass CBT, start applying for jobs. So if they now ask you, do you have English proficiency? Tell them yes. Awaiting in progress. Okay, you have proficiency awaiting or is in progress. So please, if you pass your CBT, don't waste time. Because when people are in that stage, they pass CBT, then they think that you must pass IELTS first. There are many people who arrived UK without IELTS. Number 1, me, Princewill, I went to the UK without IELTS. I don't talk about it today. Okay, so don't start thinking, oh, you must write IELTS before you pass this. No. Write your CBT and start preparing for the IELTS or OET. Okay, then number 2 is face your fear. Face your fear. Some people, they know that the greatest challenge to them in this jackpot plan is IELTS. So because of that, anything you hear, oh, UK, you dodge. Ireland, you dodge. USA, you dodge. Canada, you dodge. So many people now say, oh, I want to come and do healthcare assistant. Why? Because the IELTS score is 5.5. See, if it is worth doing, you need to get it done. If it is worth doing, you need to get it done. Okay? So face your fear, go and write the IELTS exam. More people are passing the exam more than before. Okay? People are passing the exam in one sitting. People are passing the exam very easily now. So face your fears. And if you've written the exam more than 3 times and you failed, stop. Stop and write OET. OET is the preferred and kind of more easier for you to pass than IELTS. Okay, because OET is more of a medical center terminology, like healthcare medical center terminology in terms of writing reports and everything, something that you can relate with. Not like IELTS that is abstract. So it's not telling you about astrology, telling you about vegetation, telling you about ancient dynasty and all of those things. Okay, so face your fears and conquer IELTS. I do not know of any pathway right now to travel abroad that does not require IELTS, except some few ones that I will not talk about here today. Apply for permanent residency in UK, in Canada, IELTS. Student visa, USA, UK, Canada, IELTS. Okay. If asked about salary payment during interview, what will you say? So if you are looking at international application, they say, how much are you expecting to be paid? See, first and foremost, in the UK, not like Nigeria that you say, oh, they are paying somebody in Lagos 60,000, they are paying somebody in Abakaliki 12,000. No. If you are a band 5, the government has a fixed salary, 25,000 to 29,000 or some 30,000, right? Or 29,000 plus. If you are a band 6, 30,000 to 35,000. If you are a band 7, 36,000 to 39,000. If you are a band 7 and 8, 40,000 and above. So it's just like that. Band 8B, 45,000. Band 8C, 50,000 and above. Band 9, okay? So UK has a structure for salary payment. I've never heard of anybody that said they ask for the amount they want to be paid. How much you want to pay? No. Is country where they don't have system that ask you this type of question. How much do you want to be paid? So if I thought they ask you, tell them that for my research, I saw that entry-level professionals are paid between 25,000 to 30,000 pounds, and I'll be happy to fall into that category based on my experience as well. So make them know that you know how much. It's the only way you are ignorant that you might mount them, because they can never pay you lesser. If they pay you lesser, they cannot sponsor you. Because the minimum requirement for any job to receive sponsorship is 20,480,000 pounds annually. So they're not going to pay you lesser than that. Okay? So nobody's going to ask you that question about how much do you want to be paid during interview. All right. So I was talking about facing your fears. It's important to face your fears. I don't know of any travel pathway that will say, okay, you don't require IELTS. A vast majority of them require IELTS. Healthcare assistant visa, IELTS. Nursing visa to UK, IELTS. I mean, student visa, IELTS. Permanent residency, IELTS. Australia, IELTS. Express entry, IELTS. So the more you run away from IELTS, the more you are delaying your plans to travel. So you need to face your fear. I need to give yourself timeline, deadline. When am I going to be in the UK? Oh, I'm going to be in the UK before my next birthday. Or I'm going to be in Canada before Christmas. I'm going to be, so set targets, set goals that you can work with. Stop running from WhatsApp group to WhatsApp group, okay? Stop running from Twitter space to Twitter space. Ask real-time question. All right. Then there's the latest NMC modification where they had 34,000 feedback from people around the world talking about reviewing English requirements to practice in the UK. And NMC initially planned to announce the report on 28th of September, but we didn't get to hear from them again. They said they're going to give us feedback. And even if they announce what is the report, what the report entails, the report will only be implemented until January 28th next year. Meaning, if you have not passed your IELTS, don't wait till January 28th to say, okay, maybe they will reduce it before you now implement it. Be doing your own. Keep on practicing. Keep on writing. While they are doing your own. If it now happen that, okay, you've written again and still didn't work, and during that process, and I say, okay, they reduce it by this, then fine and go. The people now just say, okay, they'll still reduce IELTS. How about if they don't reduce it by January? Would you still go ahead to write the IELTS again? Okay, so people are saying, okay, but they're going to soon give us updates. The update cannot be used until January 28th next year. January 28th means October, November, December, January. 4 months again to stay in Nigeria with Buhari. That's what it means. Okay, so if it's what you want to move ahead with, I'll advise you to write again, take the weight exam. But if you think, oh, you want to wait for what the changes will look like, then you have the opportunity and rights to wait. Okay. I have a question from African nurse in Ireland. He said, as a nurse, is it a must that I will stay in the UK with my employer for 5 years before taking off relocating to another country like Australia? So in this era, slave, sorry to use the word slave, modern day slavery is no longer permitted. Okay, modern day slavery is when you are under an employer or an organization and there's no way for you to leave. There's no way at all for you to leave the organization. Now there's what we call exit clause. Exit clause must be provided by every employer hiring anybody in developed countries, even in developing countries too. Okay, so if at any point, let's say you came to the UK and you didn't like it there, or you didn't like what was happening there, your family is not comfortable with it, and you feel like, oh, you spent only 1 year, you spent only 2 years, and you signed a 5 years contract, there's an exit clause on your offer letter that will be there. So basically, I'll tell you that if you must leave an organization, you will have to pay 5,000 for everything that we've done for you. You have to pay 3,000. You have to pay 1,000. You have to pay 4,000. So there's exit clause. There's exit clause. So you don't want to start telling them about. You don't want to start asking them about your exit clause while they are still asking you for that type of question. Just a minute. Toby, can you give me a minute? Just take over, and I need to take a break now.
Okay.
Okay. This one.
Okay, sorry for that brief interception. We'll be back shortly. So please stay with us. We are going to be providing answers to every questions we have here. These questions are very crucial one, and we're going to be providing answers to all, and you might benefit from some of the answers you'll be getting. So please, if you also have any question you want to ask, please do well to let us know now. Do well to ask your questions, and we'll get everything answered. All right, thank you so much for staying with us. Please don't go and remain here with us. Thank you. All right, you're welcome back, Princewill.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, yeah, thank you so much for holding it down to me. I just have to do some technical stuff here. So every job must have an exit clause. Okay, so if you have a 5 years agreement and you don't like it after 1 year, after 2 years, we'll tell you that, well, you have an exit clause to pay. If you've stayed, or someone will tell you that, for example, okay, you have 2 years agreement. They'll tell you that if you stayed up to 1 year already, they're going to pay 50% of £5,000. So I will tell you that if you don't spend up to 1 year, you're going to pay 100% of the £5,000. So on your offer letter, the exit clause will be there. So don't be scared that, okay, I might tie it down for 5. No company can tie people down. Okay, it's considered as modern day slavery, and it's against the international labor law to keep or tie anybody down. Thank you. So what are the things expected of an employer in an offer? Well, an offer involves what the job description covers, how much you're going to be paid, the contract terms and agreements, and if you like it, you sign it. That's an offer basically. I mean, you've worked in Nigeria before, same thing everywhere. Just your salary, your job title, what you account, how many hours you're going to work in a week, to start 7.5 hours, how many extra shifts you can do, how to get your uniform and everything. Just basically like pre-induction of before you actually accept to join them. They tell you what it covers, the benefit you start to get if you work with the organization and everything. So those are what I expected in an offer letter. If we don't have any more questions, I'll just conclude. Okay, so we'll take this question. Can you take up this question, please? Without NCLEX, can one relocate and work in Canada? Yes, we can relocate and work in Canada. So I think the same person asking about UK, it is Can you hear me? Oh, okay. So, I mean, without NCLEX, can one relocate and work in Canada? Well, if you are going to work, if you are going to Canada to go and study, yes. If you are going to work in Canada without NCLEX, yes. But you are not going to work as a nurse. You have to know that you have to work as a support worker or as a nursing aide or as a CCA when you arrive in Canada. So you cannot work in Canada as a nurse without NCLEX. NCLEX is a licensing organization needed for you to work in North America, actually for USA and Canada. So next, please, if we have more, then I'll just take the last part of this. So talking about finance strategy will be about this is from me to you. Be careful about influencers, okay? Be careful about what you read online on social media. Some people right now they're telling you, oh, if you want to travel to UK, send your CV, not IELTS, and do not pay for. Don't pay anybody to write CV for you. Don't pay anybody to do for IELTS training. Don't pay anybody for CBT. You can do it by yourself. It's fine. We totally agree that people can do it DIY, do it yourself, right? But remember, this is something that means a lot to you. If you think it means so much to you, and if you have a deadline and you really think this travel is going to be something that's going to be remarkable, you are going to make the necessary investment for you to get it done. In terms of investing your resources, investing your commitment, investing your time and energy to get it done, right? So when investors tell you, oh, don't pay for CV review, don't pay for CBT classes, don't pay for IELTS, you can get it done by yourself and all of those things. Those influencers that are telling you all of those things, they are in the UK, you are in Nigeria. So who should be at the point of seeking help? You are the one that need help. They don't need any help. So it's easy for them. It's not like somebody in Nigeria, it's not like somebody in Yankee saying that life is not easy. Then you in Nigeria still say, I go say we did Yankee life not easy. Okay, life is not easy anywhere, but you that are in Yankee, you are safer. You are more secure. You have access to credit. There's always light. There's security for you. Okay, so it's okay for you to say things are not easy, but compared to somebody in Nigeria who's not even sure that he or she can see the next morning or survive a bomb blast in Kaduna or something. So we have to be very, very careful of the content we accept from those influencers. There's a popular saying by this philosopher Socrates. He said, "Man, know thyself." If you know yourself in this life, like if you know yourself, nobody can tamper on how you should live your life or how you should get things done. Okay, so Those guys that are telling you don't pay for this, see, at some point in the application, go and investigate them. Those people tell you not to pay, that you can do it by yourself. Do you know how many people are applying right now for these jobs? People from the Caribbean, people from Ghana. Those jobs are not only for Nigeria, so Philippines, over 100 million people of their population, Indians, 1.5 billion people in India, all of them, they are still in the same job with you. So when you start saying, oh, you need to, if you know that, I need help in this thing, reach out to people that can help you. If they can do it for you for free, be grateful. If they require a service charge, make the investment. You are the one in Nigeria. The influencer is not in Nigeria. The influencer is not experiencing what you're experiencing in Nigeria. So when somebody just sit down in his house and say, okay, don't pay anybody for anything, you can do it by yourself, ask yourself, who needs help? Who needs help? You or the influencer? Of course you. The influencer is there with the wife and the kids. Some of them are there alone. But you are here with your wife, your husband, everybody, you're all here in Nigeria. So this application is becoming very, very competitive nowadays. If you need IELTS class, please book for it. If you need somebody that will help you to even open your NMC portal to send an application, there are people that I know now that they are helping people on track job. If you pay them a specific amount, they can help you say, okay, give us 2 days and we're going to send 20 applications on your behalf and you're going to get a job interview. There are people like that. Find them. It's your responsibility to find them. If it means a lot to you, find them. Okay? So don't get deceived. They say when the journey gets tough, the tough get going. But not in this type of situation where a lion is chasing you from the country you are coming from. The journey gets tough, the tough gets going. You don't get going because you might be taken by the next bomb blast in the north. The journey gets tough, the tough gets going. You might be taken by the next unknown gunmen. So when the going gets tough, the tough seek collaboration. When the going gets tough, the tough should not get going. The tough should seek collaboration and ask for help. The tough should ask for help. See, COVID-19 was different. First world countries, they were asking for help. USA, Italy, all of them, Germany, everybody looking for help. So it's okay for you to watch influencers, get them to inspire you. But when it comes to taking life decisions, your own life, please be much more proactive, okay? Is OET accepted for nursing job? Of course. OET is Occupational English Test. It's part of the English proficiency requirement accepted by the NMC UK. Okay, so OET is very, very much accepted in the UK for nursing application. Okay, so with this, I'll just call it a wrap today. Trust me, I didn't know we'll have to go this long. It's almost 2 hours already, and I'll just conclude by telling you to continue to apply. Your next best job is just awaiting for you. Remodel the way you go about this application, and definitely you are going to be successful. Until then, ensure you make the rest of your life the best of your life. Focus on what is important at the time and ensure you make sure that your applications go through the right process and get help when necessary. Toby, over to you.
Thank you so much, Princewill. Thank you so much for this wonderful session. Thank you for the resources I've shared, the valuable information that are ungoogleable that you've revealed to us again this evening. I believe all the audience was able to get one or two very important information that could be advantageous to them to explore their next career opportunities internationally. Thank you so much, Princewill. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for always bringing these valuable to our doorstep, values rather, to our doorstep for free. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you everyone also for joining us on this session. All right. If you have any other question, I'm going to put our email address. You can look at your screen. You will see our email address at empowernurseinternational@gmail.com. Send us an email to get your questions, your clarifications, and your doubts cleared. We would always respond to you. Also, if you joined this session late, you can, of course, go back and catch a replay of this session. Immediately this session ends, you can always come back to rewatch the session on your YouTube. Also, please remember to like and subscribe to this channel. Remember to like and subscribe to this channel to get notification and update when new videos on career opportunities and international opportunities like this come up. So once again, I want to appreciate everyone. Thank you for joining us, and we'll call it a day now. Have a wonderful night rest and enjoy the rest of your day.